Hello again.
Hello.
We're back every week. And this week, we wanted to share with you a short video by Dr. Esser, who is talking about, I guess, what we would call prioritizing becoming healthy. And he points out how often we see that we have a challenge, we're unhealthy in some way, there's a condition, maybe we're overweight, and we know we want to get healthy, but when it comes right down to it, when we're in situations, particularly in social situations, we kind of want to fit in. And lots of times we don't adhere to what would be a healthy choice around food, or we want to be comfortable, or we use food to change our mood or something like that. And when those feelings come up around feeling good or fitting in or being comfortable in some way, that can kind of trump our desire to be healthy. We go for the short-term fix.
Yes, for sure.
So here's the video.
The reality is that everything that you learn at the heart of it about addiction, about food, about behavior, etc., is unlikely to make you successful unless you decide, you, not me, not Chef AJ, not the other speakers, but that you decide that you want to be healthy. And you want to be healthy more than feeling good, more than feeling popular, more than feeling comfortable, right? This is absolutely essential, because the reality is, in order for you to be healthy, you've got to be radically different than just about everybody else you know. So when you begin to try to be healthy again, all kinds of things are going to fall apart. Some of your relationships, your normal behaviors, your habitual patterns. That's the reality, because if you are presently unhealthy, if you are presently carrying excess weight on your body, and you recognize the danger and risk of this, right? Which, remember, about 70% of Americans are overweight or obese, right? 1 in 3 has high blood pressure, 1 in 3 has high cholesterol, 1 in 9 has type 2 diabetes, and all these other lifestyle-related diseases. And so the reality becomes that if you want to be healthy, you've probably got to change what you've been doing for years, if not decades, if not a lifetime. So I want to ask you this challenging question. Are you sure you want that? Or is it, in fact, you say, I want to be healthy, but really that's only number 4 or number 5 in your true goals list? Because many people say they want to be healthy, but the reality is they'd rather be popular, right? They'd rather fit in with their friends and their family members. They don't want to make waves. They want to be ostracized, or they like to be healthy, but gosh, they really like how they feel when they drink the soda, when they have the pint of ice cream, when they have the Big Mac. And they begin to prioritize that feeling over truly wanting to be healthy. I think this brings to the forefront the fact that many of us are motivated by feelings and emotions, not by rational thinking, which is very challenging, but the reality is you can change it over time. So there are great books and articles and studies on this, on beginning to fire the frontal or executive component of your brain over the temporal components, over the components related more to emotions and feeling, these deeper portions of the brain. But it does require initiative. It does require awareness, but it's worth it, and you can do it.
What I love about Dr. Esser, I love his clarity, of course, but more importantly, he's given a real commitment to health with his lifestyle. He has a retreat setting on his property where people can go and learn about whole food, plant-based eating and experience it. And he lives in Montana, is it? Yeah. So I love that about him and his message.
Yeah, the message basically that if we want to get healthy, if we're not healthy, then we're going to have to change something we're doing, because it's our diet and lifestyle that produces the results that we live with. So
the conditions that we battle with.
So if we want to get healthy, we're going to have to change something we're doing. And that may mean changing a lifetime of habits and beliefs. So one thing that he said right at the end that I really liked was that what we need to do is we need to get aware. We need awareness of what's going on. Requires awareness, he said. And so the question that comes to my mind is awareness of what?
Yeah, well, it's actually moving from this thinking loop, which creates the habits and reinforces them.
And tells us, let's take the short-term fix instead of worrying about long-term effects.
Let's feel good in this moment,
Mm.
regardless of the consequences. So the main thing is to get present in the moment. And you can use your desire to eat foods that aren't great to really have that happen. We support people to have a presence exercise when they're drawn to food they know isn't great for them.
So that would be like something comes up. I mean, what about even in a situation where you're with friends, you're at a potluck or something, and there's all this pressure to kind of fit in and eat all these other foods? Can you do the presence exercise then?
Yeah, that's the perfect time. So you're feeling this urge to go after foods that other people are eating to feel included. You just take a moment, and even standing before the table with all the food on it, you let that mind settle, that thinking mind just get quiet for a moment, just a moment. And you decide, okay, I'm going to start with the food that I know I shouldn't have. So you grab a piece of whatever, and in that quieted state, let all your attention go into your mouth and chew that food until it's liquid. And in the chewing of it until it's liquid, feel love for the food if you want. That will help your body digest it, for one thing. And then notice, this is the most important part, notice how your body receives this food as you swallow it. And your body's wisdom, which is that deeper, more settled place within you, will be very clear about, no, it would have been better not to eat this one. This isn't really something that I'm looking for. And you can learn to connect more to your body's wisdom and let it lead you in what you eat and what you choose, rather than the old loops of the thinking mind. Oh, well, you felt anxious before in social settings, so let's just go along with the crowd. It allows you to go to a new place of awareness and to put your awareness more into your body and its wisdom.
Yeah, basically when he says it requires awareness, this is our version of what that awareness is. Aware of what's going in our bodies, what's going on in our bodies. That's kind of underneath all those feelings that are driving this. I want that, or I want to fit in, or I need food. This food will make me feel better. So those can be strong feelings and thoughts going on, but there's also something else going on. The wisdom of our body is always present, but we have to get present to access it. And so this eating with presence exercise is just that, is dropping out of that feeling, that all that thinking, to see what's really going on here. If I really get present with what this food tastes like and pay attention to how my body responds to it, it sets up a whole new loop that, whenever we do something that isn't really good for us, we instinctively want to move away from it. If I put my hand on a hot stove, it just jerks away. But if I'm not aware that it's on a hot stove, I'm going to sit there and get burned. So when I'm giving in to those feelings, it's like my hand is on the hot stove and I just don't feel the heat. But I do later on when I'm having a triple bypass. So if we can get present, if we get aware, then we can get underneath these feelings and come up with the kind of change that is going to provide lasting change in our life, not just temporary change.
Yeah, that will provide great health. I've had enough health conditions and really looked at and refined the way that I eat so that I feel 100% now, and I'm not drawn to foods that aren't good for me. But that was a process. So the main process is just really deciding what you're committed to. And I am totally committed to my health. So it's so easy now because I look at something, it doesn't even draw me, not in the least. And I'm so grateful for eating whole food plant-based, SOS free, salt, oil, and sugar free. My weight is fabulous. I haven't a pain anywhere in my body. My energy level is great, and I'll be 80 in a few months. So I'm very grateful, very, very grateful for all that I've learned. And for people like Dr. Esser who keep pointing, this is the way to great health.
Yeah, and what comes to my mind when I hear you say I'm really committed to my health, to me, being committed to health is kind of an abstract thing just about me. But when I think about what it is about health, why do I want good health? It's because when I'm healthy, I have a sense of well-being. When I'm healthy, I'm thriving. And you know, our kind of a bottom line in terms of our whole philosophy is that we're born to thrive. We're born to feel good about life. We're born to have mobility and, you know, pain-free. We're to move without pain throughout our lives. And so when we say we're committed to health, on a bigger scale, I would say we're committed to well-being.
Yeah.
We're committed to living the possibility that our lives are thriving.
And enjoying each and every moment. Now, we did a great salad that really amazing. Surprised us. It was a cantaloupe cut in cubes, and then red onion, cilantro or parsley. What else was in there? Cilantro or parsley, red onion, cantaloupe. There was one ingredient, lime juice.
Oh, a lime, yeah.
Yeah, lime juice, and then pepper. Oh, that was so good. We served it on a bed of leafy greens. Oh, heaven. It was a great lunch. We ate it yesterday. So try it. It's so worth eating.
We both took large helpings, but there was still some in the bowl. And we ate our large helpings and we looked at each other, it was like, I could eat some more. We devoured the whole thing. We were very surprised by the wonderful combination that avocado. Did you say?
Oh, that's what it was. The
avocado.
Yeah.
I would never think to put avocado together with cantaloupe. And that, along with the onion on a bed of lettuce with the lime, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Strong encouragement. Give it a try.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again next week.